for me, I think this whole couples goals thing is a problem. So what are y'all thoughts on that? Am I tripping?
I think it's a problem because couple goals actually hurts everyone. Oh, what's the name? Papoose, as an example.
You don't know what anybody else's relationship really is. All you know is what they share with you. And then there's always three sides to every story.
A lot of times the people that are in those spaces spend so much time promoting this image of something that looks aesthetically pleasing that they don't actually have time to work on a relationship. No one has it all.
Speaking of people selling false dreams, you know what else sells people the most falsest dreams, if I said that correctly, right? These couple goals, right? These couple goals. Here we are talking about Rihanna and ASAP, like we know them. Oh, wouldn't it be great? Yeah, wouldn't it be great that some of y'all would date a beta dude? Wouldn't that be great? But we argue for that all the time. That's not the point. The point is that we see these couples, we don't know their fucking business, and we ascribe, listen, man, I'm just being honest, right? Because women's, anyways, the point is that we see these couples out here and we put couple goals on them. You know what I'm saying? We don't know none of their business. We see them in the public. Once upon a time, Whitney and Bobby, for some people, was couple goals, right? Like Jada and Will. Come on, man. You can go down the list, which is why I'm saying, like, I don't know why we put so much stock, but yet people still do. So do y'all think, like, and I feel like it's dangerous. Maybe it's just me. Do y'all think it's dangerous, right? If not, tell me why not, right? For me, I think this whole couples goals thing is a problem. So what are y'all thoughts on that? Am I tripping, or is it a real problem that we have to confront today since we're being honest?
I think it's a problem. Actually, so while we did just talk about Rihanna and A$AP Rocky as well as Offset and Cardi, I just think it's a problem because couple goals actually hurts everyone, right? Because there is this illusion of, what's the name? Papoose, as an example. Papoose and
Remy Ma and
Remy Ma. They were couple goals for a minute. We actually talked about it in one of our episodes. And then when they fell apart, it was like, oh my God, how could this Black love story, ride or die story, and folks act like it hurt them personally, even though they didn't know the couple. And so I think couple goals, that hurts everybody, but it also hurts women more so in some cases. And I'm going to tell you why. Because women are actually often blamed when the couple falls apart, right? Because oh yes. Just like on this show, you said, oh, Cardi was a stripper. And how you know that she wasn't upholding her part? She was a stripper though, but how she wasn't holding up her part? And so, yes, it could have been her fault. We automatically assume it was Offset part, even though we saw him cheating, all that good stuff. But the point is, if we're not looking at the celebrity-wise, we always hear about what the woman didn't do, and that's why the man could have cheated, or what the woman didn't do, and that's why XYZ. I think that we need to recognize that the best thing to do is live your life and not compare your life to somebody else's life, especially the celebrity life, because we don't know what's going on behind closed doors. Just like we made all these assumptions on this episode today, we don't know what's really going on because we're not in their shoes, we're not on their walls, we're not even in their bedrooms, right? So we don't know what's going on. So it's best to identify what you want, what your desires are, and then carry on that way. So us regular folks, we got to stop idolizing people. And I actually think idolization is kind of stupid too, because why and for what?
Yeah, couldn't agree more. I think couple goals are old. They're played. The idea is definitely dated. I think that really people should be looking more toward partnership goals. And that partnership goals really should be a more subjective thing. It's about what meets your needs and what meets the needs of the person you're with. Because you don't really know what anybody, it could be the person at your church, man. It could be your brother, your sister. You don't know what anybody else's relationship really is. All you know is what they share with you. And then there's always three sides to every story, right? And only one of those is the truth. So, it's all subjective anyway. I think I know of couples that have fallen apart because the woman looked at another couple and goes, I want what they have, and my guy isn't it. And she dropped the guy. And right after she dropped the guy, he went and got a hot version of he got a hot version of her. I'm not going to say hotter because they're my friends. I don't want to be like that. But he went and got a hot version of her, okay? And then he leveled himself up. He got the career and the income and everything that she thought he should be getting. But he got it with another chick. Right? Because she was busy measuring their clock on somebody else's time. That's why I go back to the Rihanna thing. I'm like, it's all about how you're measuring your time. Are you asking yourself to have it all in 5 years? Are you asking yourself to have it all in 3 years and 10 years? What is it? When is the time frame that you're giving yourself to have a fulfilling life? And then how are you measuring that fulfilling life by what somebody else has? You don't know what they need. You just got to figure out what you need. So yeah, I think couple goals in the sense of we're aspiring to be a couple and not to be alone. I say yes, couple goals are good, but it's only the first step. Beyond coupling, you want to have a partnership. You want to have something functional. It's being with somebody is better than being alone until you realize you're with the wrong person, and then you'd rather be alone, right? So couple goals can't be the end all be all, and we can't try to have somebody else's relationship because you're not them, bro, and they're not you. And what makes them happy might not make you happy, and just it's like that. And we're always growing and evolving anyway. One last thing, shout out to to the point that S&M and Nick both made in the previous conversation is there's always an opportunity cost, right? So whatever you're getting, you're going to give up. You're giving up something else. If you get a guy who's super sweet and into you or an emotional romantic, he might not be the handiest guy around the house, yo. You know what I mean? You get a guy that's ready to fight the drop of a hat every time some guy looks at you. He might not be the best guy at articulating his feelings when you guys are having an argument, right? It's a trade-off. So so choose wisely, but choose for yourself. What you got to say, Crystal? I don't want to say too much.
No, I actually agree with both of you. I don't think there's a difference between couple and partnership goal. I think you should create the goals for yourself and what you want. I think most people don't really know what they want in a relationship. But I think another thing that's dangerous about this hashtag relationship goals or couple goals is a lot of times the people that are in those spaces, right? Not just celebrities, but a lot of influencers. You have somebody, that makes a lot of money and then they get together, they come together and they spend so much time promoting this image of of synchrony and something that looks aesthetically pleasing, that they don't actually have time to work on a relationship, because then it becomes a bigger goal to look like they have it all. To Nick's earlier point, no one has it all. Life is always going to give us ups and downs. So maybe you have the money and you have the couple, but you could be dealing with a child that's sick. You could be dealing with something, and people never show that, specifically on this very curated, social media platforms that all of us are part of. So I think it's very dangerous for even those people that are aspiring to have that, because it puts you in a situation where you are focused more on the look of things and the external value of it than the internal value and how you all are able to actually grow together. And so what happens is you see a lot of times these couples that have these big followings, they're falling apart. There's a couple on OWN on a new show called Heart and Hustle. Husband and wife had a platform together. Come to find out, they were miserable and have been for a very long time. But because they were so focused on the external and making sure that they kept their following and kept the look up on their social and kept the content going, they weren't able to work on their relationship. So I think it's very dangerous to the people that are watching, but also to the people that are kind of creating a prison for themselves behind that bubble. And so I think we just all need to go back to focusing on what works for us.
So listen, I agree with most of what y'all said. I think I just want to take a different slant on it a little bit, because I do think what's missing is goals in our community. Like, think about like anything that you've ever wanted to do. You had a goal, right? You set the plan. They got phrases, with a plan without a goal, whatever the fuck phrases that we use, right? What I'm saying is that I think we need more goals. I think we need more things to aspire. I think we need to plan better. Right. And I do think we do need to take examples wherever we can find them. Right. So I agree with y'all, because what I'm saying is I don't think the couple's goals is a problem. It's much like everything else. It's how we apply things, right? Guns aren't the problems. Guns don't kill people, right? People kill people, unfortunately, right? So I think just like that, we misapply a bunch of shit. Just because you can say, like, for example, somebody might say, hey, I want to be married 26 years like S&M. That could be a couple's goal, right? Based off of the only information they have that they've been married for 26 years. That's not a bad goal to have. Now, what you're willing to sacrifice and adjust to, whatever, to make that happen, I guess that's where the rubber hits the road. But I don't think in and of itself, couples' goals is a problem. But I think you guys already laid it out that a lot of times people take these things and they try to take their lives and then trace it over somebody else's life. And it just doesn't work out that way. You'll often find yourselves harmed by that. But honestly, I think what is missing is maybe more. I think we need more couples' goals, to be honest with you. Like, if we can agree that it's not so much the couple's goals thing is the problem, but more so how we apply it, right? How we try to live up to other people's expectations. Then if we can get past that point, I would suggest that we need more couples to be mentors. We need other people to step out and to show and to be active in other people's lives. When we talk about solutions, for example, how else would somebody do that? right? Traditionally speaking, the older couples would talk to the younger couples and provide that bridge or that framework for understanding, spiritual connection, yada, yada, yada. Nowadays, we're all doing it by ourselves, right? And the only thing that we do have is to look at these people that we don't know and say, oh, I want to be like them. Don't we have other people in our lives that we at least know them enough that maybe we can model some of our behavior after? Right. So maybe they wouldn't count necessarily in the couples goals that we have an issue with, because, for example, my wife's parents, for me, was couples goals. They were married for 50 plus years. You know what I'm saying? Had a family. He wasn't rich or nothing like that, but he was wealthy in terms of spirit and what he did for the community and having kids. Like, to me, I was like, yo, if I could do that, like, that would be fire. You dig what I'm saying? So I get what y'all saying. I do agree that in many cases, unfortunately, like everything else, we're slow. You know what I'm saying? Human beings, we ain't the sharpest. You know what I mean? Like, God give us all these things and then we just misabuse it and then we blame that thing. Nah, I don't think it's so much just couple goals that's a problem. It's just like everything else. We just misapply. We misuse it, misabuse it, whatever. And now that's the issue. That's the only thing I'm saying. I agree with y'all, but my caveat is I think that people are just misusing couples goals. Not that couples goals itself is the issue. Y'all disagree with that?
Tomato, tomato. I mean,
Oh,
because
look at us.
if you set goals, then those can be your couple goals, right? They just shouldn't be people, right? It should be ideals,
I
principles.
think it's like, well, look to people that are touchable, not people that I think social media and the social media driven couple goals is the problem, because you gave an example of people that your in-laws, that being. So I think the problem is it's the bright lights, it's the pomp and circumstance that people focus on. The guy on social that got married and it was a big huge thing, and then that's the bullshit. The real shit is the people that I know that I can say, hey, what did you guys do when you hit a rock? Like when you guys hit a hard point? Like, I think that's it. It's more real shit, less fake shit.
Well, I was just going to concur that it's the idolization of celebrity couples, more importantly, that have us all twisted up when we talk about couple goals, and the social media influencers recognizing that behind the scenes is not everything that glitters actually is in gold. So co-signing, doop, 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 doop on all three.
No, I was going to just add too. Honestly, you don't have to co-sign everything, right? Maybe you just take bits and pieces. You know what I mean? It doesn't have to be, I want to be like this couple in whole. No, maybe you like the way that they communicate. Maybe you like the way that they banter or the way that they take each other that seriously or whatever, right? So I think you can just kind of isolate certain things that you like or that you want to model out of behavior.